I nodded. And I'm grateful you didn't take advantage of my confusion. That could have destroyed both of us. His words settled deeply in my chest. When Thomas returned, life slowly regained its rhythm. Ethan moved out shortly after, thanking us for our kindness and honesty. We hugged goodbye, a simple, respectful gesture filled with mutual understanding. Some stories don't end with scandal or passion. They end with restraint, growth, and quiet strength. What happened challenged me, forced me to confront my own loneliness and the importance of boundaries. I learned that doing the right thing isn't about denying feelings. It's about choosing responsibility over impulse. That night could have changed everything. Instead, it taught me who I truly wanted to be. And sometimes, that's the most powerful ending of all. Welcome to Infidelity Nest. In today's video, we explore the quiet places where desire, loneliness, and morality collide. If you enjoy emotionally gripping, deeply personal stories that examine the human heart without crossing the lines that should never be crossed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more powerful, thoughtful stories to light. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's dive into today's story. That night remains one of the most intense and unforgettable nights of my life, not because of what happened, but because of what almost did. It was a calm Thursday, the kind of night where silence feels louder than noise. I lay on my back, staring at the faint patterns of moonlight stretching across the ceiling, watching shadows drift as clouds passed slowly outside. My thoughts were scattered, restless, and heavy. Loneliness had a way of creeping in when I least expected it. My husband, Thomas, was away on an extended business assignment overseas. He wouldn't be back for another 2 months, and it had already been 3 weeks since I last saw him. We spoke on the phone, exchanged messages, reassured each other that distance was temporary. But physical absence creates emotional gaps. No amount of digital connection can fully bridge. The stillness of the night was broken by the soft creak of the bedroom door. At first, I thought I imagined it. Then I realized I wasn't alone. Sitting up slightly, I squinted toward the doorway. A tall figure stood there, framed by the dim hallway light. It was Ethan, the 22-year-old graduate student renting our spare room while completing his internship nearby. He'd moved in months ago, polite, reserved, and grateful for a quiet place to stay. He paused, gripping the doorframe tightly, as if anchoring himself. "Sorry to bother you," he said softly, uncertainty woven into his voice. My chest tightened at the sound of it. "Ethan, what's wrong?" He didn't answer immediately. He stood frozen, his shadow stretching across the floor. The weight of his presence filled the room with an uneasy tension. Finally, he stepped inside, his bare feet making soft sounds against the carpet. There was hesitation in his movements, caution that made my instincts sharpen. "I couldn't sleep," he murmured. I glanced at the clock. 2:14 a.m. Ethan wasn't the kind of person to disturb anyone unless something truly weighed on him. I swung my legs over the edge of the bed and motioned for him to sit. "What's going on?" I asked gently. He sat on the edge of the bed, posture rigid, hands clasped tightly together. His gaze stayed fixed on the floor. "You can talk to me," I said. "Whatever it is, I'm listening." He exhaled shakily. "I've been feeling something, and I don't know what to do with it." A ripple of unease moved through me. "Something like what?" He looked up then, his eyes locking onto mine with an intensity that caught me off guard. "It's about someone I think about all the time." For a brief moment, relief washed over me. "Okay," I said carefully. "Who is it?" He shook his head. "It's not who you think." My unease deepened. "Ethan, you're safe here. Just say it." He took a long breath, gathering courage. "It's you." The words landed heavily in the air between us. For a moment, I couldn't speak. My thoughts scrambled, colliding with disbelief and concern. "Ethan," I said slowly, "I need you to stop right there. I know how it sounds." He rushed on. "I know it's wrong. I've tried to ignore it, to shut it down, but it won't go away. You're kind to me. You'll listen. You'll make me feel seen when the world feels cold. Kay? And somewhere along the way, my feelings crossed a line. My heart pounded, not with desire, but with the weight of responsibility. What you're feeling, I said carefully, isn't love. It's attachment, comfort, confusion. Stood abruptly, pacing the room. Don't dismiss it. I know the difference. I've never felt this way before. Ethan, I said firmly, I'm married. You're living under my roof. There are boundaries for a reason. He stopped pacing, his eyes glossy with emotion. I don't want to ruin anything. I just needed you to know. Carrying this alone was breaking me. Silence stretched between us, thick and fragile. I stood and placed a careful, appropriate hand on his shoulder. Thank you for trusting me. That takes courage, but we cannot let this go any further. The right thing doesn't always feel good, but it protects us from damage we can't undo. He nodded slowly, defeated but understanding. I don't want to lose your respect. You won't, I said. But we need to change how we move forward. That night, nothing happened. And that mattered more than anything. The morning after felt surreal. The house carried a strange tension, as if the walls themselves remembered the confession. I busied myself with routine, clinging to normalcy. Ethan sat at the kitchen table, cereal untouched. Morning, I said. Morning, he replied quietly. After a long silence, I spoke. About last night, I meant what I said. We can't blur lines. I know, he said. I'm not asking for anything. I'm asking for help moving past it. That honesty mattered. Over the following days, we created distance intentionally. Separate schedules, clear boundaries, honest but careful conversations. I suggested counseling, not as punishment, but as guidance. He resisted at first, then agreed. One evening, weeks later, came home from a session and stood in the doorway of the living room. I understand it better now, he said. Why it happened, what it wasn't.